So you read the title and you read it right. So in my this most recent review that I dropped yesterday, I definitely got disliked about it. After I dropped the video, within a half hour, I had about 25 likes and one dislike. That was the fucking like to dislike ratio. I stepped away from the video for 20 minutes. I came back, I refreshed the page. I had about 37 likes, and that jumped from one dislike to 17 in 20 minutes. I was like, okay, hold on. There's no fucking way these are all legit dislikes. So let me make sure. Let me fucking confirm, right? I refreshed the page after 10 minutes. I have another 10 dislikes. So yeah, I got disliked about it. And if you don't believe me, you can look at my other reviews. I've given other reviews way shittier ratings, and I've never gotten dislikes that fucking fast. What, 27 dislikes in a half an hour? Fucking doubt it. Implausible. That is completely implausible. All my other reviews that use the same format haven't even crossed 10 dislikes yet. My dislikes on my channel after I changed the structure dropped by well over 200%. Not kidding, because my other rants weren't as objective as they are now. I had legitimate criticisms, but they weren't as objective as they are now. So apparently, I pissed somebody off. I'm sorry that my criticisms pissed you off, and by me saying I'm sorry, I'm not at all, and you can go fuck yourself. If anything, I'm honored that you went out of your way to, go and bot my fucking channel. But in all honesty, you did nothing but waste. Not only did you waste your own time, but you proved to me how fucking immature and insecure you are, proving my point. And you've proven to every single person that's watched my video through its entirety that you're an immature piece of shit. You're not helping yourself here. You're just a fanboy. For the people that keep calling me a hater, right? For the people that have been calling me a hater since I started doing this shit, I don't think you know what a hater is. A hater doesn't make arguments. A hater doesn't offer criticism. A hater just talks shit. That's all they do. Go to any one of my fucking videos. Tell me one fucking video on my channel where all I do is talk shit. Where I give zero criticisms and all I do is talk shit. You will not find one. You will see videos where I'm extremely critical and I don't point out any positives. You'll find one of those. But of me just legit talking shit with no arguments, no rationale for why my viewpoints are the way they are, you won't find one. Guaranteed. And if you think that, you're just retarded. There's no other way for me to describe it. And no, I don't mean mentally retarded. There's two definitions of retarded. If you don't know what the other one is, look it up. I can't be asked with you. Seriously. But I thought that was funny. So I brought it up. Let's bring up some other things that I saw in the comment section of my video. Another thing that I found interesting, and that people were saying that I was too harsh in my criticisms on this fucking episode. It was a decent episode. See, I hear what you're saying. If you think that's a decent episode, I understand that. Subjectively, I thought it was a decent episode too. Objectively, nope. You think I'm being nitpicky? You think I'm being nitpicky? Go back and watch my other rants. That is me being more nitpicky than this shit. The pre-cap shit is not a nitpick. They're literally wasting fucking time in the episode. That fucking overusage of fucking sound effects is not a nitpick. They used it multiple times. I already told you how I feel about recycling. I don't give a fuck how you recycle. Don't fucking do it. Could you imagine if any of the most prominent shonen in this fucking genre did the same shit that Super did? Could you imagine? You think those would be at the fucking top of the pile? That people would fucking be, oh man, these are some of the anime you must watch. Krillin acting like a fucking retard on the stands. With this stupid ass exposition he keeps giving. Everybody keeps pointing out, oh, Frieza, he's such an asshole. Really, motherfucker? It's been 10 plus fucking years and you're still having to point that shit out. Are you retarded? Do you have a short memory span? Do you have amnesia? Genuine question. That's not a logical complaint to make anymore. You're just regressing. You're acting like you don't know anything about Frieza. Anyone who's been watching this shit since Z knows everything about Frieza. You know who he is. We've seen him 4 fucking times now. In the original Namek saga, when he came back and Trunks killed him, and the resurrection in F, and now this shit. 4 fucking times. You know his character. The thing is, right, me giving this show a 3 out of 10, or sorry, not the show, this episode a 3 out of 10 was a fucking kindness. It was a kindness. You wanna know why? It's because I actually used cognitive dissonance when I saw one of the scenes in this fucking episode. Yeah, me, I put up a fucking barrier so that I didn't have to take points off of this episode. That's how bad this shit was. That fucking clash between Toppo and 17 was a recycle from the Cell Saga. They just changed it up a little bit. Try to make it seem like they weren't doing that shit. It's the fucking same shit. Same shit. Only difference, instead of Vegeta attacking Cell, Frieza attacked Toppo. Same fucking shit. Didn't take off points for that. I'm still not gonna take points off of that. This Toppo shit where he just said fuck justice, I could have took points off of that. I didn't fucking do it. So even if you say I was being nitpicky about 2 to 3 things, then I would took off points for that. Either way, you're going right back down to where I left you at. No matter what, you're still gonna get ticked off for that. Cause I told you I don't fuck with recycling. I'm tired of show doing this stupid shit where they recycle from Z. I'm sorry, it's fucking pathetic. You do it once or twice, it's an homage. You do it 10 plus times, you're a fucking thief. You're just riding the coattails of Z. And they have done it 10 plus times. I can make a fucking list in this arc alone of them copying shit from Z. I can make a whole list of the shit. 10 plus instances. I might do it after this shit's over. If you don't believe me, I could easily do it. No difficulty. If you want to hear some off the top of my head, okay, let's do some off the top of my head. Okay? Kale walking through Super Saiyan Blue Goku's Kamehameha. Recycle from the Broly movie. The way that Kava transformed into a Super Saiyan 2. Recycle from how Gohan transformed into a Super Saiyan 2 in Z. How he fired the final flash at Roly Poly Oli. A direct copy from when Gohan fired his Super Kamehameha to Cell. Oh, what? Do you want me to continue? Oh, okay. Dispo using his Circle Flash. Almost direct copy from Gotenks' Galactic Donuts. Vegeta using his final flash against Jiren. Direct fucking copy from when he used it against Cell. His new transformation. Super Vegeta reskin. Most recent episode, Toppo vs 17. Recycle from the Cell Saga. Do you really want me to fucking continue? Do you? Because I can go all fucking day about this shit. Really, I can. Not enough? Frieza. Well, how he got hit with that Hakai? Direct fucking ripoff from when he got hit by a Spirit Bomb. How he returned? Direct ripoff from when he got returned from the Spirit Bomb. How many am I at right now? 8? And that's not even all of them. That's just a fucking small amount that I'm taking from. Just a small amount. This show is a fucking joke, man. And people expect me to say this shit was decent? How? Toppo getting this fucking God of Destruction power was a fucking ass pull. And I don't care what anybody has to say about it. Oh, but he trained to be a God of Destruction. And he wrapped himself in a God of Destruction aura, something that has never been shown to be possible up until this point. There was no fucking foreshadow of this shit. There was no explanation of this shit. They just said he trained and he got it. What? They did a 10 second, like almost a 10-second clip of how he was struggling internally. Never was covered for one instance outside this fucking episode. They just threw it in there and said, okay, this is his development. That's not how fucking character development works. You can't just say, oh, he was having an internal struggle, and then not show anything indicating that for the entirety of this fucking arc. And then not only that, the shit that confuses me is like the show like ousted themselves in the same episode, not once but twice. The first time they did it was with the fucking transformation that Toppo pulled out of his ass. When Belmont said, yeah, that's right, this is the shit that only gods of destruction can use. Toppo's not a god of destruction. He's not. So why the fuck can he wrap himself in Hakai aura? You just exposed yourself. If only gods of destruction can use this, and he's basically a literal god of destruction, then that's tantamount to cheating then. Then they exposed themselves again with the fucking Hakai shit. Hakai literally means destroy. Its only purpose is to eliminate or erase an opponent. It has no other purposes. And then Toppo at the end of the episode says that destroying you, when talking to Frieza, destroying you would get me eliminated. So he was firing Hakais at people knowing that he could have gotten eliminated. Why the fuck would you do that then? Any defense? Nah, I didn't think so. Of course not. For the people that are saying that this episode was good, that this shit was decent, honestly, what parts of this shit was good? If the only two moments that I can think of that were really good was Toppo Sakai, which lost points simply because he did something that was against the fucking rules. If there were no rules in place and he did that shit, I would have given that shit a +1. But because the rules are in fucking place, I'm obviously not going to just let that shit slide. The second best moment was how he dicked Frieza at the end. But it lasted for less than 20 seconds. It was like maybe 40 seconds. What was the majority of the episode? The majority episode was literally 17 firing ki blasts at Toppo to no avail. Firing 1,000,000 ki blasts is an improvement for an episode? You set your bar that low, your standards are that low, that firing 1,000,000 ki blasts and having 17 run away helplessly from Toppo is your idea of a decent to good episode? How? Genuine question. I really don't understand how. It's not a rhetorical question. I would really like to know how. How firing 1,000,000 ki blasts is an improvement. Was last episode so bad that you think this is great in comparison? If so, then you've been blinded by how trash the last episode was. This shit is still trash. It just got wrapped in a different bow. Same old shit, just a different day. Honestly, that's what it is. And it's sad that you've lowered your expectations so much that you think this is what qualifies as being a decent or good episode. No, what happened with the fucking Vegeta and Toppo the Vegito and Toppo fight, that was a decent episode. They actually showed some different fucking choreography and shit. They actually had more than just the one-off good moment. There were multiple good moments in that fucking episode. There were 2 moments in this fucking episode that were good. 2. That was it. The first half was fucking pointless. Still them not being able to do anything to fucking Jiren. Nothing at all. And 17 fighting Toppo, which was literally just 17 shooting ki blasts pointlessly at Toppo the entirety of the episode. That took up 40% of the episode. 40% of the fucking episode was literally 17 firing ki blasts at Toppo and it doing fucking nothing. So that's why I called it trash. 2 good moments doesn't make an episode good. Like I will tell every single person who watches my fucking channel, I made the rating system to begin with. I told you what the fuck I'm grading this shit on. Enjoyment is one of the fucking categories. 1. I have 5. If the other 4 are not up to par and only 1 is, the episode is fucking trash. That is a failing grade. What part of that do you not comprehend? If you enjoyed it, fine. That is your subjective opinion. If I were to use it with my subjective opinion, just like you, I would say the same fucking thing. But I am an analytical person. I look at things objectively. Objectively, this shit was trash. And if you think any of my fucking points were nitpicks or reaches, feel free to put that down below. What were specifically nitpicks? If you can take off 3 that you think were nitpicks, fine. Episode goes back to up to a 4.5. But the instant you do that, well, now I'm counting the recycle, which you can't take anything away from. And I'm taking points off for the shitty development of Toppo. So that's another 0.5. Because you can't lie and say that Toppo got properly developed in this episode. You be bullshitting. And you really can't argue that that fucking Toppo 17 clash wasn't a reskin. So that's another minus 0.5. Still going, you just still went back under 4 points. Still trash. Still trash no matter what. End of the day, if you have an issue with my reviews, if you don't like my fucking opinion on this shit, don't watch my videos. I don't give a fuck. You ain't hurting my feelings. I'm not getting paid for this. But I'm going to tell you something right now. And I mean this shit. Me, with my small ass base, right? I can tell you for a fact after watching other reviewers that I'm one of the best reviewers you're going to find on this fucking site for Dragon Ball. I guarantee you that shit. Look at any other fucking reviewers out here. I guarantee you that you will not be able to find more than 3 that actually gives critiques like I do. They all do the same subjective bullshit. They either all review it and do direct fucking recaps and just explain to you play by what happened. They don't explain to you what anything signifies. They don't try to criticize or analyze anything in the fucking episode. They're not reviewing the shit. That's not reviewing. If you think that's what reviewing is, you don't know what a review looks like. That's a recap. Period. End of story. I know what I do is fucking reviewing. I know what Critical does is fucking reviewing. I know what Enigma does is fucking reviewing. I know what Mazaku doing is fucking reviewing. I know what Laughingstock does is fucking reviewing. What about these other motherfuckers who got hundreds of thousands of subs? What about all these motherfuckers that's around here just reacting to the shit and getting money off this? The craziest thing to me is there are people on this fucking platform that will lie to your fucking face, that will clickbait out their asshole and feed you a bunch of bullshit. And those motherfuckers end up at the top of the fucking dog pile. They will have the longest longevity on this fucking platform. And smaller YouTubers will hit them with criticism upon criticism upon criticism. But because they have smaller numbers, they'll be ignored because they don't have big numbers like these top YouTubers that all these fanboys look up to. That's real shit. That's the reality of this fucking platform. That's the reality of this fucking community. You don't give a fuck about criticisms. You don't give a fuck about anybody taking out their time to analyze this shit and give you straight facts. And I'm not directing any of this for my fans who actually watch this shit. I'm talking to fanboys and people who bitch and moan about every video that I put up. If I rant about the shit, people bitch about it. If I say an episode is good, the people that expect me to hate this shit all the time fucking unsubscribe, they get pissed off. I give you a fucking middle ground review where I'm holding back criticisms and I'm being nice and you still bitch about the shit. Really? So at no point do I fucking win. I'm mostly critical when I rant about the shit. You don't like it. I say the episode is good. My fans say they don't like it. Or I should say in quotations, fans. I'm neutral. Somebody still has a bitch about it. At what level do I win then? At what level do I win? At what level am I allowed to have my own opinion? Stop with the hypocritical bullshit. If you have an issue with my shit, but don't apply the same level of criticism to these shitty reaction channels that are milking this shit for money, for views, for the people that fucking clickbait, for money, for views, and have hundreds of thousands of fucking subscribers, they get hundreds of thousands of views every week, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. Get all the way the fuck out my face with that shit. Because you're a fucking hypocrite. Bar none, no questions asked. You just are. This episode, this series is a fucking disappointment. This constantly riding the coattails of Z is bullshit. This people being glad that there's less exposition and trying to give them props for that shit, when they should have been doing that from the jump. I'm not giving you fucking freebies for doing your goddamn job, for making a shonen that's focused around fighting. You should have been doing that shit from the start. I'm not giving you freebies for that shit. What do I look like? I'm not giving these motherfuckers good reviews. I'm not giving any of these motherfucking episodes good reviews for the sake of giving them good reviews. If you want that, fuck out my face. If you have an issue with my reviews, how I add points, my system, how about this? Get the fuck off my channel. Go make your own content. You upload that shit. Let's see how you do. Let's see you get to anything close to the level that I've approached in the past 7 months. Let's see what you can do. Because it wasn't fucking easy getting to this fucking 600 sub mark. Thank you to all people that subscribe, by the way. But this shit ain't easy. And like I said, if you think it is, why don't you fucking do it? Why watch me? So easy. You do it. Have fun with that. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Because I don't care. You're just being a nuisance at this point. That's all I had to say about the shit. I'm not changing my opinion on this episode. The shit was trash. Less exposition. A million key blasts. Does not count as a decent episode in my fucking book. 2 satisfying punches does not make a good episode. Sorry. For all my fans, thank you for continuing to support me. Everyone else can fuck off. Your boy Rs is out.